Good morning. I'm Dr. Sanjay Jain, Associate Professor in Mathematics at SPC Government College, Ajmer. Today, we are taking fourth lecture of second chapter of Continuum Mechanics. In earlier three lectures, we are discussing what is continuum approach, what is body forces, surface forces, and finally we are discussing stress vector and stress components. Today we are taking equilibrium conditions. We are using equilibrium condition in continuum approach or derive some force and moment equation of equilibrium. So, force and moment equation of equilibrium. As the name prescribes, force and moment equilibrium means sum of all forces at a point should be zero, then it is known as in equilibrium. Similarly, for moment, if sum of all forces at a point is zero, then it is equilibrium equation for forces. Similarly, for moments, if sum of all moments at a continuum point equates zero, means the equation known as equilibrium moment equation of equilibrium. Okay, what we are doing for that to prove these conditions? The familiar equation of equilibrium from static will now be applied to a portion of the continuum. Actually, the result of the section can also be applied to a medium in motion, since the inertia force can always be considered as a part of body force. As a body force, consider an arbitrary region R of the continuum bounded by a surface S as shown in the next page figure. This one you are seeing these. Okay, the force equilibrium condition states that sum of all external forces acting on the region of the continuum should vanish identically. Okay, so first of all we consider the forces which are using in a continuum approach. Here we suppose if sigma iy is the stress vector acting on a surface element ds on S, rho y is the density of the volumetric element dV in the region R, and Fiy is the body force including the inertia term per unit mass of the same volume element, then the force equilibrium condition becomes surface forces plus body forces containing inertia term is should be zero. So in the equation of 2.12 we are considering first part is surface force integral surface sigma I ds. How we get it we are discussing here, and second part is integral r rho fi dv, and sum of all forces becomes zero, known as equilibrium condition. So sigma I is equal to, we know that sigma I is equal to df upon ds as our earlier lecture. So df can be solved as sigma I ds, and for a region S we consider an integral over the region S, sigma I ds becomes surface forces. Okay, total force on surface is sigma I ds, that is known as surface force, first part. Now second part, in region force per unit volume, Fi cap is nothing but rho Fi on a volumetric part or region. So that's why we take the integral on region rho Fi dV. Okay, this is called body force. So surface force plus body force equal to 0. We got equation 2.12. Okay. Now what we are doing, in earlier lecture we saw sigma I is nothing but sigma ji nj, as we proved in our earlier lecture or last lecture, that sigma I is nothing but sigma ji nj as a component of stress vector in stress components में. So we substitute in place of sigma I sigma ji nj in the first integral. So we get the equation 2.13 sigma I sigma ji nj ds over the integral s plus region integral rho fi dv equals to 0. That is equation 2.13. Okay. Now in the first part we are using Gauss theorem of chapter 1. We are studied in chapter 1 Gauss theorem. In Gauss theorem, that sigma ji nj can be written as sigma ji comma j by using Gauss divergent theorem, which we studied in first chapter. So next here we see this surface integral sigma ji nj ds with the help of Gauss theorem. It convert into region integral sigma ji comma j dv. Okay, so this first integral in this equation 2.13 in place of first integral in surface can be replaced by Gauss theorem in region integral here. So both are coming into both part coming into or both integral coming into region integral. So we get 2.14 by using Gauss theorem and 2.15 because both integral coming into region part and dv should be common. So we get sigma ji comma nj plus second part integral giving rho fi dv is equal to 0. Okay, this equation should hold true for any arbitrary region R. We are taking arbitrary region R. This means that the integrand of the left hand side of equation 2.15 should be identically equal to 0, or integrand is nothing but sigma ji comma j plus rho fi is equal to 0. Or in the earlier lecture we have also seen that rho fi sometime written as fi cap. In very first lecture of the second chapter we are seeing this rho fi force per unit mass change into force per unit volume. So fi can be written as sigma ji comma j plus fi bar is equal to 0. This equation 2.17 is known as equilibrium equation for force. This equation are also valid for the case when the body is in motion, provided the body force also include the inertia term due to motion, in which case all the quantities in these equation depend on time as well as position. So this is a force equilibrium equation. Okay, so this is in a first part. Today we have considered two part force equilibrium equation, second moment equilibrium equation. So here first part, force equilibrium condition or equation we have obtained. Now for second part, this is also important. The equation, last equation, that is 2.17, also valid for the case when the body is in motion, include force, inertia term, okay, depend on time and positions. Now let us apply the equilibrium condition, that the sum of, if we derive for moment, so sum of all the moments of all external forces acting on the finite region R about each of the coordinate area must vanish, means sum of all moment related terms should be vanish, is known as moment equilibrium equation. Here recall from elementary mechanics which terms are moment generating and how moment generating coming. Okay, here it is written as xlm ijk yj fk. How we obtain it? We know that moment is nothing but force into yj, and force is xlm ijk fk. If fij in ij direction k fk, so this becomes our force into direction, this becomes our moment. About surface and about region we have considered in the next page. So these are the three part. First is surface part. In surface, all the moment about external forces. First part, surface forces, xlm ijk yj sigma k ds over the surface S. Okay. Second, for the region, xlm ijk yj fk rho dv, and third for moment, mi rho dv. Okay, so three terms generate the moment, so sum of these three terms should be 0, is called equilibrium equation. Now these three terms, how we solve this is an important. Sigma k is an stress vector. Using again sigma k in the component of stress tensor, we can written sigma k is nothing but sigma rk nr in the first equation. Second is as such, and third is also as such, that become equation 2.19. Okay, now the surface first integral of surface part 2.19, again we are using the Gauss theorem to convert surface into volume integral. Okay, so we are taking surface integral of first term xlm ijk yj sigma rk nr ds. Now it can be written by using Gauss divergent theorem, xlm ijk yj sigma rk whole comma k r dv. Okay, now differentiate these two terms. Xlm ijk are scalar, so take common outside, and remaining term differentiate by using UV method, so it becomes this one. Now y j comma r is nothing but conical jr. Okay, and conical jr, so that third term is arriving, and j putting r in the first term, we get the fourth line region integral of this. This region integral can be substituted in this equation in place of surface integral. So we get, taking dv as common and xlm ijk in all terms common, then we get these values. Third part is as such, first and second combinedly written, and the equation becomes 2.21. Okay, now one dv take common, and epsilon ijk sigma jk, and the common term in the middle with the yj is nothing but it is a force equilibrium equation which we proved just now. So the term becomes sigma rk comma r plus rho fk becomes 0 due to force equilibrium equation. So we get equation 2.21 reduces in this term 2.22. Middle term becomes 0, so we get in a region integral epsilon ijk sigma jk plus rho mi dv is equal to 0. Okay, so again region is an arbitrary, so integrand must be 0. So epsilon ijk sigma jk plus rho mi should be 0. Here uh, this is 0 everywhere in the continuum, but in the expand form, by putting ijk as 1 2 3, we get these three equations for different value of ijk, and these equation called 2.24. But the important thing, if there are no body moments acting, means if mi becomes 0, so third part of the sum of moments becomes 0. In such case we get sigma ij is equal to sigma ji, that what it is showing, symmetric part. Okay, if or we say sharing component of the stress tensor are symmetric because I and j are not equal here. So symmetric part of sharing components are symmetric. Sometimes this question may be asked also, prove that sharing component are symmetric. Okay, stress tensor are symmetric. Here one thing more important, if we take normal component means sigma 1 1, sigma 2 2, sigma 3 3, which is already symmetric. So by combining these two, either normal or sharing stress tensor, both are symmetric. So in general we are saying that uh, stress tensor are symmetric in all the way, either normal or sharing when body moments are not present. Okay, so and the 9 original components, out of them 6 are independent because sigma ij is equal to sigma ji. Okay, if body moments are present, this is happen when body moments are not present. If body moments are present, then symmetry doesn't exist. That is very important. Only exist when body moments are 0, and all the 9 component of stress tensor are different. These statements also hold for the case of a medium in motion. Although considerable the manipulation of the include was involved arriving to equation 2.25, it should be emphasized that the symmetric property of a consequence of the moment equilibrium condition only when body moments are 0. So here we derive equation 2.23 is an equilibrium for momentum. So moment equilibrium equation. And one more thing, when body moments are 0 or not exist, then they are symmetric. Both case of normal and sharing stress tensor. So today we have proved two theorems, force equilibrium equation by using sum of all forces becomes 0, and then we start momentum equilibrium equation by using momentum. Here momentum due to surface force, due to body force, and due to moment of inertia term. Okay, so three terms we are taken, and by using Gauss theorem we convert into two term and in two term of equation 2.22 we get, using force equilibrium equation and putting 0, and we convert 2.21 into 2.22 and finally get 2.23, which is moment equilibrium equation. So today we have derived two type of equilibrium equation of forces and momentum. In exam, generally one of the equation always coming for the derivation. So it is an important part how to get it. So you revise both the equilibrium equation. So for today we are stopping here. Tomorrow we are consider next part of this chapter. Thank you.